Okay, I love these kind of sections. In 2.5, we're going to be looking at operations, which you know, negatives, operations on negatives, which you know, and operations with fractions, which you know. So all we're going to be doing in this section is just putting it all together. So there's not going to be anything new. Okay, let's just talk about order of operations for 1 minute. Do you remember those 6 letters? Parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, depending on which comes first, going left to right. And then once you get to addition and subtraction, you can do them in any order that you please. Okay, let's take a look at just a few examples. And the first one starts off kind of nice here. We've got division, subtraction, multiplication, and an exponent. So what's going to come first of those? Yeah, the exponent. So we'll do that first. And I'm just going to put everything else that I haven't underlined times, and what is 2 squared? That is 4. Okay, so now what are we going to do next? We've got division, and we've got multiplication, and we've got subtraction. So we can do the division, and we would get 9 minus 6 times 4. What comes next? Multiplication, 9 minus 24. And what is 9 minus 24? It may help you to write it as 9 plus a negative 24, and we would end up with a negative 15. Okay, the next one. We've got 2 times the quantity, that's what we say when we have something in parentheses, 2 times the quantity, 3 squared minus 1, minus 3 times negative 8. Does everyone see that this is 3 times a negative 8? It's not 3 minus 8. Okay. So what are we going to do first in these? Well, we've got exponents, so let's take care of that first. 2 times 9 minus 1 minus 3 times a negative 8. So I see 2 set of parentheses. Right here at the first, 9 minus 1, and at the second. So which one of these, remember the P in our famous 6 letters, the P in our order of operations stands for working parentheses that indicate grouping. In other words, if you can do something inside of parentheses, that's what this P refers to. So in this first case, yeah, it's something that we can do inside. The parentheses over here with the 3 and the negative 8 tell us multiplication. So we know to do the parentheses first. 2 times 8 minus 3 times a negative 8. So we've got multiplication, subtraction, multiplication. We can do both of the multiplications at the same time. 16 minus, and what is 3 times a negative 8? A negative 24. And I'm going to include parentheses, cosmetic, just to set those 2 minus signs apart. So we know when you've got subtraction, you can change it to addition by changing the sign of the number that follows. So 16 plus 24, ta-da-ta-da, we get a positive 40. Okay, the next one. Ooh, we've got a lot going on here. We've got the big parentheses in the brackets. We've got inside the big brackets, we've got another pair of parentheses. So I say this is where we start. And within those parentheses, we have multiplication, subtraction, and an exponent. So which do we do first? Yeah, we do that exponent first. So I'm going to write everything exactly the same, except where I've underlined something that I'm going to do first. I can change that to 49 divided by 2 plus 2 squared. We still have parentheses. Let's take care of those parentheses there. 9 minus 2. What are we going to do within those parentheses with multiplication and subtraction? Yep, we do the multiplication first, so we would have 15 minus 49, and I'm going to keep those parentheses. Don't lose your parentheses until they are cosmetic. Okay, Next, we still have something inside the parentheses, so we are still working on that piece right there. I keep the brackets. 15 minus 49. Okay, that's the same over on the side. 15 minus 49 is the same thing as 15 plus a negative 49. Adding signs, adding numbers whose signs are different, we find the difference and we would get 34. And the sign of our answer goes with the sign of the bigger of the two numbers, ignoring signs, so we get a negative 34 divided by 2 plus 2 squared. Okay, what are we going to do? We still have these big brackets. We've got a negative 34 divided by 2 plus 2 squared. So we've got division, addition, exponent. Yeah, we got to take care of that exponent now. 9 minus 2 times negative 34, some cosmetic parentheses, divided by 2 plus 4. Okay, we still have the brackets. 9 minus 2, what's going to happen inside there? We've got division and addition. So we go, okay, we're going to have to divide first. And negative 34 divided by 2 is a negative 17. So that takes care of that. Plus 4. Oh, I'm going to run out of room here. 9 minus 2 times. What's left there? Negative 13. And so here we are. We've got subtraction right here, and we've got multiplication. So we're going to multiply first. 9 minus 2 times a negative 13. 2 times a negative 13 is a negative 26. Let's put some cosmetic parentheses around there. And we're going to continue this problem over here. We know that that is the same thing as 9 plus a positive 26, and we would get 35. Okay, the last one in this set. Let me my time here. Okay, we've got 2 minutes. Let's try to do it. Okay, I am just, ooh, it looks a lot like the last one. I am just going to underline, and I'm going to be quiet. Underline what we're going to do there. Ta-da, ta-da! We did it. Okay. Next we'll come back with doing the same kind of problems, but involving fractions. So I will see you in the next video.